Mr. President, I'm ready to give my report. This is the Dan Clark Audio Stealth, and 4 gemstones in the title, because these are $4,000. I hope you all enjoyed stopping by. I will see you all again later. But first, I want to thank my sponsor for today's video, Linsole. If you've never been to linsole.com, you should go there. They are the exclusive seller of things like Thigh Audio, of Gold Planar, of there's a whole bunch of brands that they sell exclusively there. They actually do have a Amazon store if you want to try to do it at Amazon, but it is shipped from them. But yeah, they have sales regularly. They do a lot of direct to email. You know, hey, if you bid this, I mean, there's even like competitions for getting like gift cards. I don't think there's a sale currently going on. I did advertise a sale that happened at the end of March. This video is being recorded at the end of March. That sale will be over by that time. But yeah, huge shout out to Linsole. Do I have a tab open for Linsole? Wallpaper. Let's see, Dan Clark Audio, wallpapers, Audiophile. No, here. The only thing I will say to Linsole, whom I love, and has sponsored this video, don't forget to check the links in the description for Linsole. That's not Linsole, that's the Hi-Fi Guides forum. Also, thank you for checking out the Hi-Fi Guides forum. Here we go. I got it now. Hi-Fi Guides forum. That's DMS and I run that. Ooh, the Shanling EM5. Shanling is another. Shanling exists anywhere else besides Linsole? I don't know. You know what's not on Linsole? DCA Stealths. Find that very sad. But yeah, there's a ton of Linsole. Oh no, that's the only problem. I love you, Linsole. Thank you for sponsoring this video. The spin to win a coupon and give me your email. No, what the hell is that? The Zephone Tiger. Oh, that looks a lot like the Alara up there. I gotta see. It's got a planar diaphragm. Oh yeah, nope. That's. I think we've got another rebrand of the wow. It's got Chinese characters on the side of it. Zeos, link to Zephone Tiger also, or just go to Lins. $539. That, I bet you money, is another rebrand of the Alara, which was a rebrand of that 4-letter word that was also, oh shit, I can't remember it. Yeah, anyway, I do a lot of my stuff comes from actually Linsole. A lot of the IMs. They have a ton of IMs and headphones. In fact, I made a list today of how many things are on there, and they're like SVO 21s and remember the Thigh Audio Phantoms? $75 now. They also now apparently carry DD Hi-Fi stuff, which is interesting. And the Mangrids. Mangrid Ts and Mangrid T2s. Yeah, so go check out Linsole if you want to help them out and me. Now, back to these. So, see, that's everyone has been telling. Here's the problem. Someone knew they were sending, a user sent this to me. Someone's like, hey, I'm going to buy these from Audio 46, send them to you. Please assess them in the next 2 weeks and send them to me. Then I will assess them and be like, am I keeping them or am I returning them? Nobody knows if they love these or not. It takes a lot of effort. And everyone was predicting, and I hate when they do this, Zeus gonna hate those. Zeus gonna hate the stealth? He's gonna hate the stealths. I don't hate the stealths. Ha 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 ha. LCD 5s, literally couldn't listen to them. Not my taste. Just nothing, no matter what amp, no matter what song, just didn't work. These were never that bad. These were never that bad, but you'll notice my desk down here has the Musician Pegasus. I went up to my upstairs desk and got the VMVA1. I'm running the Solaris with it plugged into the Solaris. So we're gonna have to talk about $4,000 headphones that you need power. These are probably one of the hardest to drive planars I've ever. I had these on the burn-in rig since I got them brand new. The burn-in rig's over there. Burn-in rig is a Tascam MH8. I'll link that in the description if you want to see what that looks like. It's just an 8-channel rack-mounted headphone amp for 8 different headphones. And I keep it over there on a little portable player, the R3, I think the Heavy R3 Pro. Just plays music into it. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 weeks a year. No, 52 weeks a year. And every time I plug an IM into it, put the IM in my ear and I adjust the volume so it's just a little bit above listenable, and then take the IM out, let it sit there and burn it. And I do that for headphones too. And never once have I had to turn the knob all the way to the maximum to burn in a headphone or to break in a headphone so the drivers can... These I did. And then I did that for about a week. It's a good excuse to not touch something and just sort of ignore it. So for a week, this sat there playing just, whatever was playing on the headphone rig. And took them off, and I immediately brought them up to my desk where I actually sit and do work and edit things. And I plugged them into this concoction. This is a adapter wire made by Double Helix that they sent me that has spade connectors on the end of it so that I can I lift this up without destroying it? See, those are the actual, this unit here, the VMVA1, is a Class A 10 watt per channel speaker amp. And it has a 1/4 inch output, so you can plug a headphone into it. But that 1/4 inch output is still not the full fuck speaker terminals. This is a death terminal. This plugs right into the terminals in the back of any speaker amp. And it's a real pain in the ass to get this in there, by the way, because it's not designed for it, because they're huge spades, not bananas. Wish they were bananas. And I used this up there for the first 3 days I had them, and I'm like, I'm in love with it. I really...
Yeah, fill me up. Ooh, yeah, fill me up.
I really am like super... Hold on, I have to make... Sorry, BB. I gotta do a do not disturb thing for an hour. I really got into them up at my desk, and I have them up there with the Peacocks and the Tim Socks, and those are very linear $2,000 headphones, and these are a $4,000 headphone, so they better do some magic shit. And they were doing magic shit, and then it's like, all right, disconnected it all. Another week has gone by. Had them down here waiting on the table back there. Just like, oh, I'll get to them. Sit down at my desk. I've got a couple, the Ukrainian Flux amp, and I've got the FIO, the K9 Pro ESS, and I figure I'll plug it right into that, and everything will be good. I plugged it right into that, and I'm like, okay. Huh. And I love the K9 ESS. I mean, let's take this out here. Boom. Take this. Go whoop. We gotta go whoop. We gotta go whoop. We gotta go whoop. Because even on high gain, we're not at max. We're not maxed out. We're not maxed out. Obviously, we have plenty. Huh. Same song. Mean Wind Die Down from Black Snake Moan. The same song. And it's plenty loud at 1 o'clock. Huh. Okay, there's a guitar solo. It's like, why don't I like these headphones anymore? Back to preamp mode. Into the VM. Actually, we'll go into the Pegasus, which is being preamped. Oh, that's better. Okay. All right. Yeah, all right. Oh, there's bass now. There's an actual low end, but. Oh, now it's just opened up and this is where I had fell in love with it. And then I warmed up the Solaris here. Plug. It's amazing that the $5,000, and it's only $5,000 because of the DAC. If it was only the amp and not the DAC, it would be $4,000 for this tube amp. For those of you who don't know, hold on, I'll take the head cam off for a second. This is where the tube man lives. Look at him. Look at him. He lives inside of here with the glowing logo. So yeah, that is a German 8-tube, 8-watt per channel tube amp that can do electrostats. Now, if you haven't seen my review of the Solaris, the Audiophile Solaris, please look it up. But anyway, that's a speaker amp, and it runs 8 watts a channel. And when you plug into the front of it and you set it to OTL, and then you set to the high gain, it is basically you get the full voltage out of there. And so it's amazing that this $4,000 amp and this $600 amp, which is Class A, but not quite Class A because it doesn't draw enough power to be fully Class A. It's like super biased Class A, AB is the only way you can discuss it with a temperature readout, which I love this thing, by the way. That's why it's up on my desk. I had to bring it down here from my actual desk. These sound remarkably similar with these headphones. These headphones suck power. So they're not bad. Oh shit. Let's take a walk for a second. Let's come over here. Mr. Speaker's Mad Dogs. I bought these damaged on our AV Exchange, which is a subreddit I started, by the way. and I fixed them. There was a wire that was loose, and I've got the original pads, and I just cleaned them up and just used them. They're so dark and warm and fun, and yes. So that was my first Mr. Speakers. Now, Mr. Speakers then evolved and became Dan Clark Audio at some point to make the... Yes, that's Drop plus Dan Clark to make the Aeons. And here are my other babies, my Ethers, my Ether Flows. So with the Yaxi pads, by the way, I have storing like this because I'm trying to figure out a method to keep the pads from getting crushed in the blocks. So I'm not like putting them together. There you go. Sit there for now. So Ether C Flows 1.0s, not 1.1s. So I have those, these, and these. And I've listened to, I think, every Dan Clark audio product that he's ever made, ever. Open Max, Close Back, Aeons, Aeon Close, version 1s, version 2s. I haven't reviewed the big electrostats, but I've heard them. So I kind of know what I can expect. And a lot of the time it's like the Noirs, the Aeon Noirs are like the best fucking thing. The Aeon Noirs up to this moment were the best thing Dan Clark made. And they were fun, and they were easy to drive, and they were, well, were they easy to drive? I don't remember how easy they were to drive, but I understood them, and I respected them, and I gave them like the full fucking thumbs up. These take a little more effort, or money, or power, or something, because they are fucking hard to drive. And if you don't drive them properly, you think you plug them into like an $800, you know, FIO K9 Pro, which I've personally said it's one of the best DAC combos ever made in human history. And we'd be good to go. But you're not. I plugged it into the Flux for a little while because the Rebel amp's not balanced, and this has a balanced cable. By the way, this is the cable it comes with. And the Rebel amp is sort of like, just, I didn't even bother. The Flux, not as good. That's when I pulled out the Musician Pegasus. And I'm like, because I know the Pegasus is a nice, creamy, smooth amp. If it's going to change the way it sounds, quite good. We're going to talk about his looks in a second. But we're getting on to sound now at the very beginning of this. By the way, thank you again to Linsol. Check out the link to Linsol sponsoring this video. And don't forget to check out my Patreon and $10 chat and everything, because I forget. No one stays to the end of these fucking things. I went through a stage just now, like, maybe I don't like it. Maybe everyone's right. Maybe I don't like these headphones. Maybe I won't. Maybe I was mistaken when they were upstairs, and there wasn't. It just happened to be, if you speaker amp these things and give them whomping fucking power. And the thing is, like, it's not like I'm pushing this all the way to the max. You're not going to know. The current delivery that this thing needs is speaker amp levels. It just needs to be plugged in to something that has, where are we? We're on that? Good? Yeah. The bass response is just twice as much. Like there's bass, but it's like, it's too neutral to be like enjoyable. It's like, all right, until you plug it into a speaker amp, and it's like, oh, that's what this headphone's supposed to sound like. So it's have I gotten it out in your heads now? If you don't have a super high-end speakery typey ampy thing, even like Musician Pegasus here is like a what, $1,100? What is on it? Ew. You gotta find the right amp, because you'll be disappointed in these if you don't. LCD5s, I tried everything I could do, every amp I could find, never liked them. These, I could taste the potential. And let me explain to you what they do with the right amp. Before we even get to build, we do want to do build first, and then, you know what, let's do build. Because I think we'll put these to the side for a second, because we got to look at the packaging first. Oh, chonk. So, like, fully, I don't know, real leather wrapped or fake leather, doesn't matter. But there's a metal plate embedded in here that says Stealth with the A, which looks like some sort of actual thing you'd get in, like, the CIA for the stealth tech machine that flies through and kills all our enemies overseas. You also got a metal plate here that says Dan Clark Audio. You get the red stitching. We'll get back to the red stitching. They kind of overdid it with the red stitching. We'll get to the red stitching. But you got a nice present, like it's like, oh, the clamshell opens. You got a stealth kind of bumper sticker. It's, all right, I've seen places, like Gishelli gives a sticker, and it's like that big. It's a pretty big sticker. That is redonkulous. I get it. Maybe you should come with 3 different size stickers, because I wouldn't mind on like my laptop if I own Stealth and like I know what it is and everyone knows what this logo is, I wouldn't mind like a small little like little thing, 2 inches wide. That's a fucking bumper sticker for a Mini Cooper. This is a certificate of authenticity with a cleaning rag in it. That's in a little baggie, like it's evidence showing when it was made. These were made in January. And there's the number, which I'll hide, even though it probably doesn't fucking matter. But anyway, you get to keep that with it. Here is a nice big, extra heavy. Like, I don't think airplanes have pieces of paper this nice when they, you know, the sheet you pull out to put the mask on and stuff. So if you're ever in an airplane and it's crashing, just be like, I wish this was built as nice as this Stealth Quick User's Guide. I don't, honestly, I didn't read this. For the first 100 hours used, headphone will burn in during this time the sound will stabilize. I do believe in headphone break-in. It's just, it's weird to read it. Also, it says in a big red here, do not fold cups one at a time. This will result in damage to the headphone. So I'll have to show you the folding mechanism. I want to point out just one thing here. There's a cardboard box which has the fanciest headphone cable, silver logo embroidered with like, it's just a cardboard box, but it's got that on it. The actual case, like the inside, it's like carpet in here. This feels like the trunk of an Audi. It's like a really nice car. This is not just foam. This is molded, like hollow plastic with like felt line. Like it's carpet. It's a nice box. This is felt line. This is jewelry box here, and then this is jewelry box. I'm going to shovel this shit back in here. Hold on. Oh, we got to pack this back up so we can talk about the things. And we'll get to the sound. And we're going to get to the sound. And we're going to get to the sound. And we're going to get to, if you want this sound, because that's the most important part. Excuse me, heavy ass box. There you go. So here's the carrying case, which is very small. Because obviously, if you buy a $4,000 headphone, you're going to want to take that shit everywhere with you. And I'm going to do my best not to compare it to, it is incomparable to the other $4,000 headphone, which has been moved to the dead center of my thing, which is the Meze Elites. Because those are easy to drive on everything. Fun on any amp. Super wide, super spacious. It's just the polar opposite of what these are. And I could love them both for different reasons. It came with this foam to wrap around the outside. I think that was just for shipping. But I'm going to leave it in there because I'm going to be shipping these to the owner. This I find was interesting because the reason Dan Clark or Mr. Speakers back in the day, when he did the Alpha Dogs and stuff, he was 3D printing the actual cups. And I was giving him a little bit too much credit because I thought he was printing like 3D impossible shapes with like vents that went through like chasms. And it was just he was 3D printing the cups. But this is a 3D printed insert that keeps the pads, like I need to do on my thing, that keeps the pads from crushing each other. And it's specifically designed so that it matches the shape of the inside grill. I have to read what it is. There's a whole description of it. Like, I don't care. Here's the thing about headphone technology. I get headphone. I burn a headphone. I then listen to headphone. The moment I'm doing the review, I come down and open your webpage and read all the bullshit you wrote about your headphone. I don't care how many people had to be sacrificed. I don't care what new technology from outer space is in it. I listen to it first. I make my opinions before I know any of that shit. I don't even want to know the price if I could avoid it. I've done that. I've actually reviewed things where I don't know the price until the day I sit down at my review desk. And then I'm like, oh. And that's actually very helpful. It's just, ignorance is a good thing sometimes. So there's your stealth thing. If you want to put it in here, the unit itself folds. At the same time, you pull it down and it does that. And it turns into a little ball, a little stealth ball. And there's like, that's where the ass end is. So it goes like that inside of this. And then it flops up if I wanted to take I guess I'll take the cables off. The cables use those very specific, I only call these Mr. Speakers connectors. I know they're for something else. But they're like a spinny, it's slidey. I don't know. I have extra cables. And then it closes up. Look at that. Look at that. $4,000 in the palm of your hand. But now let's take it out and look at the actual thing, because we got to talk about styling. I think what happened is Dan really wants a Lamborghini, and he's trying to tell somebody that. And the way he's doing that is by making a headphone that looks like it was designed by Lamborghini. because we'll pop it open. I guess you have to do them both at the same time. By the way, very, very cool, like arm. Same, that one doesn't have it. The higher end one had it. We'll get to this carbon fiber, like shaped conical carbon fiber here. It's a closed back headphone. There is an opening here that sound emits from, and there's something in it that looks like, I don't know what it looks like, but there's a mesh. So both sides have that. If I close it together and play music, it's like sound shoots out of those little holes. But it's got this shape, and then it's got this thick aluminum. It's like, these are not super light. Like, for all that carbon fiber, there's some weight to these, and it's got to be the magnet structure and the other. Let me just get you the name of the fucking thing right now. Hold on. Thank you to Linsol for sponsoring this video. Dan Clark Stealth, blah, 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 blah. Scroll down. The Acoustic Metamaterial Tuning System, or AMTS, which is a patented device, inline device placed between the transducer and ear. It integrates waveguides, diffusion control, quarter wave, and Helmholtz resonators into one compact structure. Okay, good. I got that out of the way. So yeah, it looks like a fucking Lamborghini, just like dashboard. Only the aluminum would be lighter in a Lamborghini. Then you got these structural arms. And then you got this headband that says Stealth with the very light, thin, the same system he's had on every headphone. Just spring steel here. And then the red stitching and the red stitching. This is all stitched on here, by the way. And then, for some reason, that's the pattern that we went with. And it would have been fine without that. But that is so much. Like, that is so much. Like, I'm waiting for the Liberty Walk kit for these Stealths, all right? So it's just a lot. And then there's another one little baby issue. The other, like my ethers there, and even the Aeons, you adjust the height by sliding up and down the thing. So there's a little thing that attaches here. It goes up and down. It pulls us up and down. This one uses a spring-loaded one. And I'm sure they use something very, very good. But, and I've seen this on a couple really expensive headphones. By the way, there was a coupon code for them. R7DX, if you want them for $100, I'll put in the description. Zeos put the coupon code for the R7DX. The problem I have with spring loading this is it's probably elastic. It's not a metal spring. And elastic, anyone who's worn underwear for more than 3 years knows that that shit fails. Your underwear just falls down. So then you quit wearing underwear forever. And it's inside this monstrosity of a fucking headband, which, by the way, not soft. Like, you look at that and go, is this soft? No, there's too much stitching. There's almost no give to this. This thing is way solid, yet it doesn't bother me. I don't want to point it out as a negative if it's still a positive, but I'd like a softer one, because this is like, this feels resilient. Like, why would you put this much stitching on it? Because you're just taking away the cushion. The little cushions become these little squares here, which looks like a symbol from something in Texas. It just, I wore it for days. Didn't bother me. It's just, I feel like it could be softer, and the spring system is gonna eventually fail. But that's not what we're gonna worry about right now. What we're gonna worry about is everything else. So now that you've seen them, you know the connectors, the Dan Clark connectors. I actually have an extra wire. Boom! Look at that. My desk is magic today. I brought out. I can't actually hook it up to anything. I could hook it up to this, but it's not worth it. Hell, link to hard audio cables, even though they're not sponsored for this video, but they sent me this pair for free, so there you go. And they're a little bit more normal. I brought them out because I was thinking I was going to switch to it, but I actually kind of like the default cable. Like, it's thick. Like, that is some thick ass cable compared to like this cable. And they're both nice. And if you want to go thinner cables with interchangeable heads, you do that. I'm going to put this down somewhere here on top of that speaker, the triangle speaker. But this is like, they used to call it the dumb cable. Mr. Speakers used to call it the dumb cable. Then Dan Clark called it the dumb cable or the dumb plus. And I think they finally perfected it. I hated it at first because it was too light and it sort of like sproinged. And it's like, it's a soft cable, and I mean soft. Like, it's actually like a pillow. The wires are inside of this like mesh, and you could just see I'm like twisting it and contorting it, and like you could pinch it. It's like you can pinch the cable and pinch the excess. So it's a nice soft, it's soft and nice, and it bends nicely, and it feels nice. It's got no microphonics. And then the split here is a little bit extra. Not extra to cost, but it's extra. Like that's just aluminum clamshell, like it's cold. And it's huge. But then they give you these nice long leads, which are also just like a soft, it's not a stiff nylon. This is a good nylon on there. The indicator for left and right is literally they heat shrink red on one side. So I hope you don't fucking cut that off or have it get lost. And then the connector just goes in. You give it. I usually have to do like a quarter turn to find where it's settling. Where are we? There we go. This thing is so long, you don't want to like force it to do a weird loop. Click. All right. Back in my ears. Good noise cancellation. Like I can't hear shit, Captain. By the way, merch. New merch. Stickers and t-shirts. I really got to announce the t-shirts thing more because by the time this video comes out, it should be there. I'm going to lower the volume. I've locked this at 30 out of like 60. There is no high-low gain on this, and I'm using this as my preamp and DAC. Now, what do these sound like? When you listen to them on an amplifier that's not good for them, they sound very sterile, very clean, not very wide, sort of like they're inoffensive. Which is nothing wrong with being an inoffensive headphone, but that doesn't get me out of bed every day. I can't wait to get out of bed and listen to my inoffensive headphones. So when you ignore that and you sort of like start hunting for the right amps, and I could probably actually go to that one. I can't just leave the Solar. I'll forget it's running and I'll be sad. Oh, that's louder. Put on low gain. Yeah, low gain works. When you get the right amp hooked up to them, what they had when they were wrong and raw was some of the best imaging I've ever heard in a headphone, which was recently actually accomplished by a headphone. Was it the Denon? Was it the Denon that had the best imaging? Well, these have it now. And by imaging, I mean between the cups, like I'm wearing them on my head. Here they are here. Imaging is how accurately across. Do you hear in the middle singing, or do you hear 1.5 inches to the left singing? And then do you hear the drum set? Is it to the right, or is it like here? Is it all the way, or a little bit in, or a little bit in, or a little bit in? There was a song, and I actually saved it. It's from the Nekomonogatari soundtrack. It's called Touch Naru. What the hell? Naranu. Naranu. Touch Naranu Catch. And there's a point in it over here at the end where it makes these sort of sounds. And those are not happening just there. They're happening back and forth. Someone put a stereo mic on a xylophone, which is the thing you hit like this, and I could hear where every key was pressed, and it was ridiculous. And I'm like, oh God, that probably won't be able to work in a sound demo. I put in my possible sound demo songs. But yeah, no. But perfect imaging accuracy. The warmth and the low end comes from the amplifier itself, because that imaging was there. It was everything around the imaging that sucked on a normal amplifier. Getting on one of these crazy amplifiers, like a crazy high current fucking tube speaker amp or an actual speaker amp, and now you take that perfect imaging, add low end and width, because you actually gain back some width. God, that xylophone. Female vocals. This is Vivaldi. It's just, these sound like $4,000 headphones now. Now they sound like the headphone that you hear at a show and you go, oh, those. See, the thing about the Meze Elites, which I'm not comparing them to, but the thing about the Meze Elites is you plug them into anything at any point and any song plays, you're golden. Sound amazing. These, you got to be a little bit more specific. You got to get the amp that's actually a speaker amp. or run it through tubes, or run it through a Class A. You got to muck it up a little bit. Anything super clean and neutral with these headphones is gonna sound boring, and you're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate it. I'd hate these headphones if I didn't have the selection of amplifiers that I fucking do. That rack is currently disconnected because I'm using the Singzer, by the way. I'll get that thing going again. All right, hold on. Sound. We're doing sound. So besides having the best imaging of any headphone ever, the tonality, or whatever the fuck that grid that I described at the middle of at the beginning, where it's going through like layers between the driver and the ear. There's like multiple things there. And if you remember any of my Dan Clark videos from back in the day, it used to come with like a package of like different foams and felts. It was like, use the white one with the 2 notches, or use the white one that's thicker with the 3 notches, or put the black one in there. So you get to tune to your own preference. This has all that shit built into one compressed thing, only it's not using felt, it's using some other wacky science, and it's great. Whatever, it's great. It's just, it filters. I never hated these headphones. That was the one thing that the LCD5s, we keep bringing those up because they're another $4,000 set. The LCD5s hurt me on occasion. Hurt me. If you hurt me, I got it out for you. I don't like pain. The Elites never hurt me once. I think I could probably be electrified by them and that still wouldn't hurt. And these kind of have the air of like, oh, is this going to bother me? These treble is really like, really accurate and detailed. Am I going to find a song anywhere in here that's like, ooh? And the only thing that hurts me is when I'm running the volume too high, because that's another thing. Yes, you need all this power, but also I keep turning the volume down. I'll put it on, Vivaldi will play, it's nice and soft and gentle, then a loud song comes on, and Zeos goes, oh no, lower it. And the next song comes on, and I don't raise the volume again. And the next song comes on, and it's loud, and I lower it. It's a very unique curve. A lot of times if I'm listening to a headphone, I'll get used to the sound, and I'll turn it up a little more, for a little more, just a little more. Because I'm there, a little more, I'm getting used to it. I couldn't play it loud and stuff, but now more. These are less. So now I'm playing it out of these kick-ass amplifiers at like 25% instead of like 50. And I don't know what that is psychologically, but it's like I have enough detail. Usually when you turn up a headphone amp, it's because you want the headphone to get into its performance mode, where there's enough power to push the low end and everything, and get to excite it, excite the air literally. These already excite the air. At every point, at any fucking level. They're just, it's going. It's just, I'm there. They're probably one of the most technically accurate headphones as far as placement and how it does anything above like 1,000 hertz. 1,000 hertz and up, you can't beat these. And then the low end, when you get a warm enough amplifier comes in, it needs to be a little bit of a skank. You need to skankify it with some tubes or some Chinese Class A. You need to get in there and really just, fuck around a little bit. Because it could be absolutely deadpan neutral. You plug it right into a FIO, or you plug into anything that, like the A90, God almighty, thank God A90 is not hooked up or I would fall asleep. So I guess I could say these are amp dependent. Let me shuffle around some more tracks and see if I can get some more words. Yeah, there's a space. Dragon Ball Z, Frieza's bass. Not exactly audiophile, but you know what? It does like weird... It does this. There's forward and backwards in all these songs. There's reasons all these tracks are saved to my computer at some point. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, no, there's... Ooh, Mika the Witch from Devilman Crybaby. Yeah, see, the thing is about Soundstage is I don't know where this soundstage is coming from, because it varies per song. Like, you listen to a wide sounding headphone and it's always wide. You listen to a narrow headphone and it's always narrow. It's like there's a switch that flips it on and off between tracks. Because I can listen to a track and it just sounds very intimate, very close, very, very, very imaging is what's going on. Then you put on Devilman Crybaby, Miki the Witch, and there's like that clubbing sound, and it's just something turned a driver backwards and it's shooting at walls and it's bouncing back, and it's huge. Let's take this off of here and put it back in here. Yeah, no, this is all amp. These things, they desire. I just want to listen to them because I'm at one of those. Techmaster PEB Power Bass Ultra Mix from Bass Computer. This is like a 90s hip hop. That's what Zeos listens to. This is in my possible sound demo thing, so it obviously surpasses other tracks for what it could test in a headphone. It's so controllable. It's so controlled. That low end is just out there and back. There's no, it doesn't have any extra that it needs to be. Girl saying, pump it up, just right dead center of my face. That one was a little bit to the right. Left, right. It does imaging in the very center. More, it's like a professional Formula One driver just steering, avoiding potholes. It's not like this big wide swings. It's just, there's just sounds that shouldn't be, I shouldn't be able to tell the sound coming from here or here or here, but I'm hearing exactly that much movement, and then it has all this room to play with. So yeah, these sound like a $4,000 headphone. I don't think you're gonna beat these too easily. Although RD7X, $100. One of my favorite closebacks for $100. Certainly for $100 is worth $100. We had an error. Which error? What was that? Ennio Morricone? Why did my Ennio Morricone have an error? Where the hell is it? Fuck! Not found. And now I'm in this... There's a Mexican restaurant. That's Offspring, who knows? It just lit up and the whole room was around me and there was space behind me and I was standing in front. They do things. They do things. All right? People said I wasn't going to like them. You know who those people are? People who haven't heard these on a Class A speaker amp. That's just who you is. And I'm sure this review is insanely long now. But it's tough. Someone's watching this who's going to buy these. And I don't know if they're skipping through the video or if they're watching the whole thing. But they're going to find that one. I'm going to say something that gets them. There's 100 different sales points I could throw at, like, well, they do this or they do that. And I got to say them all, just like Pokemon, got to say them all. And comfort, astonishing. Here's the angle, by the way, of that thing. I feel like the pads are glued. Oh, yeah, no, the pads are definitely glued. What was the other? My new favorite headphone. The Lyrics has glued pads, and everyone was like freaking out. Are these better than the Lyrics? Oh yeah, they sound like, for their technical capabilities of moving sound around, yes. Can I sit down and just enjoy everything with them? Hell no. The Lyrics I could plug into literally my fucking phone and they'd be the best headphones because I just don't give a shit. But these, if you're not sitting at a desk with a decent DAC and a good Class A or speaker amp, you're really not going to enjoy these as much. Plus, they're gaudy as fuck. I mean, like, this is so gaming headphone, Lamborghini, the Rage Cutter or something. I don't hate it. It's just 12-year-old me would have enjoyed this way more than current me. Current me is, like, understated. Just leather. Just don't show it. Just leave it off. And it's carbon fiber everywhere. But it's in the same vein as like my ethers, which I love. Big old carbon fiber. So yeah, I actually do. I care for these. I care for these a lot. It's unfortunate that you have to dig out one of these cables has to be made for you so you could put into the binding posts of your amplifier. Then you could enjoy my headphones or enjoy your headphones. I'm going to send this to the guy who's going to decide if he's keeping them or not. And I don't remember what amplifier he said he has, but I know what it isn't. These two amplifiers. Oh, the whole house. The whole house. I haven't tried everything here, but like the whole house. They need that sort of fucking low. They need that sort of echo. Turn off burn and rig. Thank you. See, the burner comes back on. I think it's midnight. It's after midnight. This is when you should do the stealth, because you're in the stealth mode. You know, my car has stealth mode. My 2012 Caprice PPV has stealth mode, which is an option that got from factory because it was all cop cars. And what that means is that I can't turn it off. And then when I open my doors at night, the lights don't come on because it's stealth mode. Also, when I unlock it, it doesn't beep because stealth mode. Things that are cool when you're an undercover cop. Not cool when you actually own it and it's just fucking dark and you need to get in your car and you open it up and you can't see shit. So I have like a love and hate thing with the word stealth. But yeah, no, these are the best Dan Clark headphones that Dan Clark makes. They keep his close. Another thing about Dan Clark headphones is there's always, he makes an open back and a closed back version. And the closed back's always better. It's just always better. And usually it's like harder to make a closed back and easier to make an open back. Open backs sound more open and everything. They sound open and easier to do. And it's never been the case, Dan Clark. I was waiting for the new Ether 2 open backs to have a closed back, and they never did. Because I like the Ether 2s, but I know I would love the Ether 2 closed backs. So we got this instead. Or we got the Aeon Noirs, would probably be the equivalent of it. Anyway, I'm done. Thank you for stopping by. I will link to these on Audio 46 and apparently on Amazon. There they are for $4,000 there, and there they are for $4,000 there. Oh, these are $3,999.99. Amazon has them for $3,999 and no cents. Save $1. I think you can also add them to the cart for $3,999.99 on Dan Clark Audio's website. And if you go to Linsol, you can't buy them, but Linsol sponsored this video, so fuck it. Go there and buy something else. Where's the wheel? I want to spin it. I want to spin the wheel. Get a raw deal. Tin, Fearless, Shure, Soncause, Own, C Audio. Oh, God, there's so many good brands. Good IM brands. The C Audios are just fucking... C Audio Yumi, Braveries, Neos. The C Audio Neos, $989.10. One of my favorite IMs. It's $900. So, you know, don't blame me if it's good. I'm done. You're done. We're done. Thank you for stopping by. Wallpaper. Available in the description. If you have a cool phone, you don't have to crop it. If you do have a normal phone, you can crop that, put it as your wallpaper. If you want every wallpaper as I change them, join the Wallpaper Horde, which is linked below it, which uses Resilio Sync to just sync wallpapers to, I think currently 143 different people are just getting wallpapers. One wallpaper added, goes to 2 people. Those 2 people send to 5 people. Those 5 people send to the rest of them. Everyone is great. Check out my second channel where I do software reviews, like for Resilio Sync. Do sound demos, software reviews, random videos where I'm eating hot sauce. My second channel is a free-for-all. It's got 6,000 subscribers. I don't give a shit. I'll do whatever I want on that channel. And I don't have to worry about like this channel. I have to be respectable. But like this channel has to be consistent. That channel doesn't have to be consistent. If you want to see me inconsistent, that's where you go. Patreon and Subscribestar actually like massively are supporting this channel in 2021 because fuck the algorithm. So if you'd like to support this channel directly, go there. $5 a month lets you see reviews early, participate in yard sales, hear lossless sound demos, which, did I do you? I haven't done the sound demos for this. Fuck, I gotta go set my mics up again. How am I gonna record you? I'm glad these amps are down here because I gotta record it with that amp. Probably not you. In fact, I'm gonna shut you off before I forget and you stay on for 3 days. I'll probably use the VMVA1 to sound demo this. But yeah, if you want to hear that sound demo on YouTube, you do that on the second channel. If you want to hear it losslessly, you join for $5. You participate in yard sales, which, by the way, yard sales are first and 10th of every month. I ship for free content out to the United States and Canada. Just things that I'm done reviewing. Not this. This is someone else's. But like an M11 player, this M11 I just charged up to my older one. That's going to go in the yard sale. Sound demos, see reviews early. $10 a month, participate in the private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat where you could ask me any questions you'd like. If you're set up a home theater, if you just have generalized questions, for $10 you hang out for as long as 3 months, because it gets recycled every 3 months. The whole place gets banned and re-invited. But if you're in there from the start, you could join for $10, get in there, drop my Patreon, live at a beach. You're in there. You could ask any questions to anybody. It's pretty cool group. And then, yeah, Hi-Fi Guides and the Hi-Fi Guides forum, which came up earlier. I kind of want to listen to the rest of these songs with these, though. Before I'm done down here, I have like a few things I want to approach. So enjoy your wallpaper. Enjoy the links to these where you're going to go, ugh. When they're on sale for like $3,800, that's when you know. That's when you know. Anyway, I've been Zeospantera, your hostess with the mostest, providing all the waifu wallpapers you could ever need. And hopefully, well, I don't want to hope I'm convincing you to spend $4,000, but if you're in the market for a $4,000 headphone, you literally have 3 options or 4. I don't know what Abyss has for $4,000. But yeah, LCD5, meh. Meze Elite, yes. These with the right amp. And then whatever Abyss thing is selling at this current time. So yeah, and don't forget to check out the R7DX, unless that coupon code is expired. There's 700 of these with your name on it for $100. I know we're looking at $4,000 closebacks, but there's also a $100 closeback that I really like that sounds like Sundara, but closeback for $100.